Hey, I'm Drew Short with RHWoodshop.
And I'm Chad Short from the Leader Creek Custom Shop.
And we are here at his shop right now, finishing up the metal wood desk. We're going to take you into the video right now, show you how we got to this point so far. Then we're going to go back to my shop and finish out the wooden tops.
Oh yeah!
Part 3!
So what I've got here is the ground clamp for the welder. I've got it secured to the tabletop where I can open and close the jaws pretty easy. And all I'm going to do is take the awl thread with the nut attached, and I'm going to put it on a flat surface, and I'm going to hold the nut down with my fingers and screw the awl thread in just until it contacts the metal and stop. And that's how deep I'm going to use it. Just going to take the ground clamp, open it up, and hold the nut in there just like that.
Now, in order for the inset pieces to be able to be held in place, we're going to put these 1/8 inch straps that are 1/2 inch wide, and they're just going to be welded in place, back set 1 inch from the outside. Now, in order to attach the wings to the main desk itself, we have to have some strap plates put on. Now, we went ahead and fashioned these up that have 4 holes that are all symmetrical from side to side, front to back. We're using this piece of spare pipe as a placeholder for the main desk since it's not adjoined to it, so we really can't tell where to put these holes. So we have to use this as a gauge. We're just going to put it up against the desk, then put the bracket on top of both pieces, making sure that it's flush on both sides, front and back. Then we're just going to use a punch, mark the holes, and then put some self-tapping screws in to secure it down. Alright, and all we had left to do was to put these straps in place using 4 sheet metal screws. We also put some angle iron brackets here to keep this section from moving in and out, as well as up and down. Now for just a quick plug for the sponsor of the show. Plugfones was nice enough to sponsor this episode one more time, and we are completely grateful that they did because these things work great. These are the only earbud hybrid on the market that blocks out up to 26 decibels. Nothing on the market can touch it, and I am here to prove it. I have operated all kinds of tools in my shop, and they plug out a lot of the noise. Chad actually had the opportunity to use them today. What did you think about them?
I really liked them. They were comfortable to wear. I had them in for probably an hour, hour and a half, and my ears were comfortable. Mm-hmm. They were nice, blocked out a lot of the sound. It's great. The only thing that I didn't have was a way to plug them into my iPhone since it's a new phone, so I plan on fixing that pretty quick.
Yeah, the new iPhones don't have the 3.5 jack, but you can get adapters for that. But anything else that has that jack, these things work great. So Plugfones is nice enough to do a giveaway for a set just like this. And you can enter that giveaway very easily by leaving a comment down below with a hashtag of Plugfones. Then you'll be automatically entered, and I will draw somebody at random, and then I will get in contact with you to get your address. I'll send it to Plugfones, and they will mail you out a brand new set. So guys, be sure and comment down below, give that hashtag, and we will hopefully get a new pair of these in your hands very shortly. Now it's time to take apart the gymnasium flooring. Now this was salvaged from an old high school, I believe. Now my brother can correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but you're going to be kind of at the mercy of how these are worked up. Now, the way that they took them out of the high school was they were cut up into about a 3 by 6 foot slab, and they're on 1/2 inch sheet plywood. So we're just going to take a pry bar and a hammer and just peel them up since they're not glued. Now, every so often there is a nail that is holding these down to the 1/2 inch sheet of plywood. So putting your crowbar around that nail will prevent a lot more split out than if you did it over here. Now I've got to be able to prep this so it'll go through the planer without a problem. Now I've got some nails that are sticking through the top tongue and into the bottom. Now I don't plan on showing the bottom of the wood at all, so I'm not worried about what it's going to look like. However, in order to run it through the planer, the nails have got to go. So instead of taking them out one by one, I'm just going to take an angle grinder and grind off the nail to where I can actually pull it out, then grind it off at the wood surface. That way it won't drag on my planer table. Or if you're shorter on time, you can do it this way. Just get you a nice pair of nippers that have the cutter at the very end so you can get really flush with the bottom. And if you have a good strong grip, you can make quick work of these nails.
Okay, we're going to be using 1/2-inch plywood as substrate for the maple strips. We're going to break it down using a straight edge and a skill saw. Okay, to accommodate the weld on the back side of the strapping, we're going to chamfer the edges of the wood using the router table.
Now with all the pieces cut and test fitted into the desk, we are ready to attach the maple strips. That will be on the next video. We plan on just putting some liquid nails on the back sides of the maple strips and adhering them to these pieces. However, these small pieces that are going to be the vertical parts of the desk will actually have a 1/4-inch sheet of plywood mounted behind the maple strips, which will mount to these and be sandwiched together using just basically screws from the back side of these pieces into the maple strips. So we will pick back up on the next episode for this desk, adhering all the wood and painting the metalwork on the desk.
The painting is going to be a very challenging process for me because the desk is so large and I have to paint all the surfaces all the way around the square tubing. So that's going to take me a little while to do. Kind of hoping to make a video of that and maybe combine that with some of the stuff Drew's doing here today. So should be a good video.
So I want to thank you guys for joining us. Please be sure and check out Plugphone's website. Since they were nice enough to be a sponsor of the show, don't forget about the giveaway that I mentioned earlier in the video. And that pretty much wraps it up. So from Chad and myself, we want to wish you guys well. Please be safe in your shops, and we will talk to you on the next episode. 1, 2, 3. Boom!
Okay. We're going to be using 1/2-inch plywood as substrate for the maple strips. Would you look at all the surface area on this saw?
Okay. Oh, I'm still recording. Go ahead. Now with all these pieces cut and test fitted into the table, into the desk. Now it's time to do a quick plug again for the sponsor of the show, and that is... What's that?
What am I supposed to say after that? Brain fart.
We're going to break it down.
We're going to break it down.
The desk. We know for sure that these are the exact pattern that we want to make. God, you can barely see my face.
Using Drew's saw and the 40 acres of top on it.
Now with all the pieces test cut, they're not test cut, they're more like just done. That they have, and buy yourself a set. Yeah, I think I lost my train of thought.
The amount of surface area on the saw top.
Now with all the pieces cut and
the amount of surface area on the table saw cabinet makes doing long strips of wood easy. Doing.
And now with all the well, now with all these I can't do this with you here. You're gonna be over. I don't like rambling.
No.
No.
Welcome to my world. Blah, 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 blah. That's all I ever do.